Natalie said, I cannot find a decent church. That's not true. There's a lot of decent churches. Same time, the first decent church should be you. You. For Jesus says, go to your closet and pray. Same time, when you judge decent churches, we don't judge everybody in the church. If the teacher is bad, we avoid it and we tell those people to avoid. And what about you find people like you who they are decent and you make your own church? Because a church is the group of people who believers. It's not a priest. The priest is not a church. The priest usually is someone is a professional. He make it as, sadly these days, like Muslims too, you know, a way of income and making living. But you can be the priest of your own church if you are a true believer. You bring women like you to your house, you do Bible study, you praise the Lord, you worship, and you are in the church. The church is not a building. The church is a group of believers who praise the Lord, work for Him, and serve Him. Do you know that the Christians do not have a church in the time of Jesus? Do you know that they spend their life traveling? They don't even have a building or a roof. Do you know? So what was the church then? Never was a building. In fact, they cannot even have a building. The second they have a building, the Roman, they will arrest them and they will kill them. And they were more successful when they have no buildings. They were more successful and more truthful when they were discriminated. But then when you win in politics, and then people, they join not necessarily because they believe. And this will remind me in the Quran, Muhammad, he have a different opinion from what I'm saying, for he is a pervert. He said, you can be a Muslim, but you don't believe. In Christianity, no. So when a king, he become a Christian, even the one who don't want to believe, he say, okay, the king become a Christian, I will become a Christian too. But those are not Christians. The same as the Muhammadan. When Muhammad, if you go in the Quran, there's a chapter, it's called the chapter of Al-Fatah, which means the opening. They call it opening, like occupation. So when the conquering, the conquest came to happen, people, they enter into Islam by waves. Why did they not enter Islam before Muhammad become victorious in war? Because they are not believers. They never been. And this is why most of Muslims today, they are not believers. Because Islam collects everybody. Just say Shahada. You want to survive? Say Shahada. We are the majority now. If you don't say Shahada, we will torment you. We will just torture you. When the victory, the conquest of Mecca came, you saw people entering into Islam by waves. How come they don't enter Islam until he became victorious by the sword? Right?